Welcome to JermaineAuNatural. Long time no see. I'm still Jermaine. I'm still JermaineAuNatural. And I've been gone for a while, like for a good long while. I've not recorded since November 4th. And I think the last video I had may have been that week of or the week before that. Well, do you follow me on Instagram? Because if you do, then you may know why. If not, no, you don't? No, you should. Because you should. I'm still fun on Instagram too. JermaineAuNatural, that's where you'll find me right there. JermaineAuNatural. Go ahead to Instagram, follow me. Why not? I have been getting my butt kicked. Let me tell you the story of November, what was it? The week before Thanksgiving. At home, chilling, I've got my bubble of people that I am around, whose house I go over, who come to my house. Small bubble. Parents, best friend, that's it. Material. That's it. That's the bubble. It's like total, including me, 6 to 7 people, right? And the only people whose house I really go over are my parents. I post all the time, got my mask on because I believe in masking. I've even been double masking since I got my Ivy Park mask. I do the medical mask underneath my Ivy Park on top to be cute. I work from home, so I'm always in the house except for the exception of grocery shopping on the weekend and during the week if I make a trip to Starbucks. Material, on the other hand, still works in office and they do wear masks. They have to fill out a whole thing about, fevers and all that type of stuff, right? A particular person comes to work sick twice and then shuts the whole office down. So multiple people got sick, and of course, because we're in the bubble together, I end up getting sick also. This is the week before Thanksgiving. So first few days felt absolutely fine. Thursday came around, super drained, super tired. Needless to say, I ended up calling off work. I lay down right there, take a nap because I just was so drained. Wake up Friday, feel absolutely fine. Saturday, because this lady shut down that office, me and Material were like, well, hey, we should just go get tested. Like, we felt fine, but we should just go get tested just in case. I just Googled, COVID testing sites. There was a close one. It was a mobile testing thing from Wayne State University, one of the colleges here. Got tested, felt good all Saturday. Grocery shop Sunday, felt fine. Monday, ton of breaks, fevers, super dizzy and lightheaded. And when I say dizzy, I mean get up and the room is spinning. Easily winded. As I mentioned before, I have 2 stories in my house, and just going down the first few steps, just winded. And so I was down. So I was off work. And by the way, if you've not had a COVID test and you hear about the Q-tip in the nose thing. So to me, it feels like, you know how you go swimming and if water gets up your nose and it has that burning sensation, that's what it felt like to me. Not the long drawn out feeling from getting water and chlorine up your nose, but that burning sensation from getting water up there. To me, that's how I felt. Tuesday, got my test results back saying, hey, yep, I was positive. Same thing for Material. Now, I named my symptoms. I still had taste. I still had smell because Thanksgiving dinner went down. Food tasted and smelled good. No coughing, no nausea, no diarrhea. Did I have achiness? Nope, I had no achiness. It was just the temperature, lightheaded, winded, dizzy, those were my symptoms. Going into the following week, I started feeling better and I'm like, okay, so 14 days or so, starting to feel good. Good Sunday, good Monday. At this point, I don't even have a fever anymore. I think I stopped having a fever that Saturday or Sunday after Thanksgiving. Progressively throughout the week started feeling better. So the temperature was the first thing to go. Still was super winded, still super dizzy, still getting winded. So then that Tuesday come around. So now we're 2 weeks into this, right? Starting to feel a little bit better progressively. Tuesday comes around because I would think I was supposed to go back to work. I was supposed to go back to work that Tuesday, like message my manager, like I should be good to go come Tuesday. Tuesday morning, wake up, I literally could not breathe. Every other word was I was gasping for air as though I had run a mile and I couldn't catch my breath for the life of me, just saying one or two words at a time. And I was just could not breathe. Like I could not get the air. It just wasn't there. And then like I had this horrible pressure on my chest. And eventually I decided like, hey, you know what? I need to go to the hospital because we were doing good. I am now, in my opinion, taking a turn for the worse because now I have these worse symptoms than what I had the first 2 weeks. Went to emergency. If you, like I said, follow me on Instagram, I did share a picture there of me in the hospital. They put me in a room by myself. They checked everything out. And basically what they found is that I did have fluid in my lungs. So I had pneumonia onset from... Kept me in the little hospital, kept me in the little room. I was still masked up the whole time, double masked up. With my medical mask and my Ivy Park mask. So they eventually sent me to a different hospital when it was a little bit bigger, like their main branch. Bigger hospital, more technology, more of everything else. Sent me there that night. I think I got to the hospital maybe around 12 o'clock in the morning. Doctors came to see me, kind of went through all the tests, doing blood, blah, 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 blah. I didn't sleep. I did not sleep that entire night. I was up listening to podcasts. So that night when the doctor was seeing me and they were running all the tests and everything, I was on oxygen. From the smaller hospital to the big hospital, I was on oxygen the whole time. And they gave me a steroid, which did help with the breathing. The doctor that night when I got to the main hospital was like, if you're starting to feel better, if you go to the restroom, take the oxygen off, see how it feels when you walk from the bed to the bathroom, how your breathing is and stuff like that. So I did that a couple of times throughout the night because like I said that I was up. Also, a very fortunate thing is once I got to the hospital, it was a double room, but I was by myself initially for at least the first few hours. So went to the bathroom a couple of times. Breathing was much better. So went back, I would, get back in the bed, still put the oxygen on just to make sure. Around, I want to say 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe 4, I got a roommate who was also COVID positive, but still, because people, you don't know how people be. And this person was nasty. The person was nasty. He got up and used the bathroom. The very first time he got up and used the bathroom, he did not wash his hands when he came out. And I don't mean he did a tinkle. No, bro was sitting down. I could smell it coming through the door. And at that moment, I was like, okay, so I will be using the little plastic thing that they give you to urinate in. That's what I'm going to be using for the rest of the night. And I will be using the little hand sanitizer because not going in that bathroom anymore. And by the second or third time that he did that, it was confirmed for me. I needed to keep this oxygen on. I needed to get better quickly, and that I was not using that bathroom because gross. And like I said, I didn't sleep, so I'm wide awake. Wide awake. So I'm hearing what's happening and what he's not doing when he goes to the bathroom. The nurses are in and out throughout the night, checking on me, blah, 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 checking my blood pressure, checking my oxygen. The shifts change. I think 7, 8 o'clock, new nurse comes in, she checks on me. At this time, I have taken the oxygen off and I'm just at this point just really seeing how my breathing is. She tells me that the doctors normally make the rounds around 10, 11 o'clock. Ended up in the hospital for a couple of days, basically just for observation and, for the steroids to really work their way through. They were giving me steroids through an IV. They end up giving me steroids to take home. Once they let me out, because at that point I was definitely breathing on my own more consistently. I wasn't getting winded. You know, they were having me do walking tests with the oxygen where they had my hand like connected to a little machine. And because I was COVID positive. Now at this point, we're talking about when I got my actual positive results on the 26th or the 27th or the 28th to now we're talking December 8th, 9th, 10th. So well over 2 weeks. When they tested me again, I still tested positive. So I went beyond the standard 14 days, sent me home with the steroids. So the medicine that the hospital gives you. I was messaging with Nayla, who you may have seen in a couple of my posts, and who was also part of my circle, was telling me like, you're gonna get some good stuff and be prepared to sleep. You're going to rest. And me being a busybody was like, okay, girl. I sometimes don't know how to rest because my mind is always going and there's just always something to do in my mind. Came home, took the steroids. I think I was supposed to take them the next day. Out like a light A, like a light A, like a light A. Took the steroids because you had to take them with food. So like, had breakfast. I'm not sure if that's one of the days that I made pancakes, but had breakfast, took the steroid with it. A solid 15 to 20 minutes later, out like a light A, like a light A, like a light, and was gone easily for like 6 hours. And they didn't leave me groggily or anything like that, but you know, it's a slow progression thing because I had pneumonia. So you know, me even still walking down the first flight of steps, I was getting winded, but I was able to speak without getting winded or feeling like I could not catch my breath. I did still have the pressure on my chest, which pressure on your chest is never a good thing. And even though they're like, hey, you have to just take the medicine, it'll continue to improve, it just doesn't feel good. And it's kind of an alarming feeling just to have that pressure sitting there. So it was still rough after I got out of the hospital. They were like, you know, if anything starts to change, if you're still seeing problems, you know, definitely let us know. So I go through that week taking the steroids, was supposed to come back to work the following week, and I still had the pressure. I was starting to get winded more easily again. And when I was speaking, like my breath started getting shorter and shorter. So ended up going back to the hospital again. And I ended up going to the ER and they kept me again. But they checked everything, CAT scans, MRI, like, you know, and they kept me for observation. And basically the doctor told me that, you know, the body just goes through it. And, you know, he said that there are some people that do have effects well after they have cleared, you know, COVID out of their system or built up the antibodies of them. So he was like, it can go on for a while, but if it does start to get worse again, then definitely come back. So that now leads us to today. At this point, I am still getting winded, not as easily. It really, really varies when it happens. There are days where I wake up and I'm like, ugh, you know, like I can't, I wake up winded sometimes. I wake up with the pressure on my chest sometimes. There are days where I don't have pressure on my chest, but I go down the steps one time and I am wiped. There have been a couple of days where I was able to do steps once or twice, like went down, got food, came back up, and like shuffled around the house a little bit. But, you know, by 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, completely and entirely wiped. And because of the steroids that they gave me, I wasn't able to continue taking them this entire time. You know, I'd be fiending. I can't, you know, kind of, I can't, because it's still, but yeah, so the steroids that I was on were opioids. So yeah, we're not trying to be crackheads over here. So, or pill popper, excuse me, doing pills and potions, no Nicki Minaj. So it has been a slow go. It's been a slow go. It's been really, really random. It's been up and down. So like today was actually a good day. Went up and down the steps a couple of times. No pressure at all, not getting winded, even though right now I'm starting to get a little bit winded. Yesterday, midway through the day, I was wiped. I was entirely and completely done. My head was actually starting to hurt. I had the pressure on my chest, and I was definitely very easily winded. And I don't think I did anything yesterday. Like, didn't even really go downstairs too many times, maybe once. So it's been definitely a process. Today, though, like I said, was a good day for me, and I didn't do the most, because sometimes, like I said, I can do the most. The progress is really slow now, extremely random on how I will wake up the next day and what may or may not be happening. So, like I said, today was a good day, and I'm like, you know what? I need to start getting back into it. I need to put something out. Not to mention that while I was laid up, I done bought all of this stuff. I done bought all of this hair stuff. So, you know, hopefully I will progressively start to get better, and I can start, you know, putting my things back out the way that I did, you know, twice a week, Thursdays and either Sunday or Monday for my alternate videos outside of here. So hopefully I can get back to that point, but it really is a day by day thing from the moment that I wake up, and sometimes minutes or an hour after that, I know at that point how it's gonna go, but easily that can change throughout the day. So I just wanted to hop on really quickly, do a, okay, need to take a breath. And I just wanted to take the time to come on and give a quick update as to what has been going on with me, and with all of the different things that have come out about, you know, it's, you know, they keep reporting that it affects every person differently, and it absolutely does. The symptoms that you get from it, how long the symptoms last. So it's just really random, and it affects every single person very differently. And I can, like, you know, get back into the groove of things. And of course, any pop-up videos that happen, as above, they will also be below. Make sure you hit that like button, punch the notification bell so that you can stay abreast of when I post my videos. And again, thank you for tuning into JermaineAuNatural, and I'll see you in the next video.